Such is the Divyakaksura c. What is the abhijna of the Divyasratra, or the divine ear? It is a subtle form derived from the four great material elements which occurs in the ear and which allows all the sounds and words of the gods, men and beings in the three unfortunate destinies, the hells, the pretas, and animals, to be heard. How is the Divyasratra abhijna obtained? It is obtained by practice, by continually reflecting on all kinds of sounds. Such is the Divyasratra abhijna. d. What is the abhijna of the Purvanivassanusmriti, or memory of previous lifetimes? It is the faculty of going back in memory over the course of days, months, and years, as far as the period of the gestation in the womb and, finally, past existences. 1 lifetime, 10 lifetimes, 100, 1,000, 10,000, a koti of lifetimes. The great Arhats and Pratyeka Buddhas can go back over 80,000 great kalpas. The great Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas know an unlimited number of kalpas. Such is the Purvanivassanusmriti abhijna. E. What is the abhijna of parasitajnana, or knowledge of others' minds? It is knowing if another's mind is stained or stainless. The practitioner first considers his own mind in its arising, its duration and its destruction. By ceaselessly reflecting on it, he succeeds in discerning in others the signs of joy, of hatred, and of fear. Having seen these signs, then he knows the mind. This is the first gate of the knowledge of others' minds. We have finished the explanation of the 5 abhijnas. 6. Adhyavakana Sutra. Their words are worthy of faith. Sastra. The devas, manusyas, nagas, asuras, and all great men accord faith to their speech, and this is the reward for their language that is free of frivolity. The punishment for those of frivolous speech is that nobody believes them even if they speak the truth. Some stanzas say, they fall among the pretas, flames shoot out of their mouth. On all sides, they utter loud cries. This is the punishment for their sins of speech. They have heard much and seen much. They preach the dharma in the great assemblies, but as a result of their lack of good faith nobody believes them. The person who desires vast renown and wishes to be believed by people should therefore show straightforwardness and avoid frivolous discourse. 7. Akusida Sutra. They were without laziness. Sastra. In householders, laziness ruins wealth and merits. Among monastics, it ruins celestial happiness and the bliss of nirvana. In both, one's good name is lost. Even great culprits and great thieves avoid laziness. A stanza says, laziness ruins good minds. The shadows of ignorance replace the light of wisdom. All good resolutions disappear. Great works also are doomed to failure. This is why the Bodhisattvas are said to be Akusida. 8. Apagathalabhaya Sasita Sutra. Apagathalabhaya Sasite. They have renounced greed and ambition. Sastra. Greed is like a thief. It destroys the root of the qualities. Just as a heavy frost destroys the 5 grains, so greed and ambition destroy the young shoots of the qualities and prevent them from prospering. The Buddha made the following comparison. Just as a horsehair rope binds a man, tears his skin and breaks his bones, so the greedy man destroys the root of the qualities. Some stanzas say, those who enter into a forest of sandalwood gather up only leaves. Or who go into the 7-jewel mountain collect only crystals. In the same way, some men having entered into the Buddha's dharma do not seek the bliss of nirvana, but turn back to the pursuit of wealth and honors. They are cheating themselves. This is why the disciple of the Buddha, who wants to taste the taste of ambrosia, must abandon this blend of poison and zealously seek the bliss of nirvana. Just as a heavy frost destroys the 5 cereals, so the man attached to wealth and pleasures destroys respect and discipline. From now on in this life, he burns up the roots of good. In the next life, he falls into hell. Like Devdutta, who was lost out of greed. This is why the Bodhisattvas are said to be Apagatalabhayasishsiddha. 9. Naramayadharmade Saka Sutra. They preached the Dharma disinterestedly. Sastra. It is out of loving kindness and compassion that they preach the Dharma to beings, without greed for robes, food, fame or power. If they preach the Dharma, it is with great loving kindness and great compassion because their minds are pure and because they have attained acquiescence in the doctrine of the non-arising of phenomena. Some stanzas say, the learned preacher, rational, skillful in speech, who preaches the Dharma well and stimulates people's spirits, but who transgresses against the doctrine and commits wrongdoings is like a cloud that thunders but cannot produce any rain. The accomplished person, learned and wise, but reticent, clumsy in speech and not eloquent, cannot reveal the precious treasure of the doctrine. He is like a small shower without thunder. The undisciplined person without wisdom who preaches badly and lacks good behavior is an evil teacher without shame. He is like a little cloud with no thunder and no rain. The learned person, wise and eloquent, who preaches the Dharma skillfully and stimulates people's spirits, who observes the doctrine fearlessly with an honest heart, is like a great cloud that thunders and rains abundantly. The great leader of the doctrine, guardian of the mirror of the doctrine, who illuminates the Buddha Dharma, treasury of wisdom, who, guardian and propagator of the sayings, who rings the bell of the doctrine, is like an ocean-going ship that assures to all the crossing of the sea. Like the king of the bees gathering nectar, he preaches according to the counsel and intentions of the Buddha. He helps the Buddha, illuminates his doctrine and saves beings. Such a teacher of the doctrine is very difficult to find. 10. Gamhiradharmakantiparamgata Sutra. They have crossed over to the other shore of the patience relating to the profound dharmas. Sastra. What are the profound dharmas? 1. The 12 causes and conditions are called Gamhiradharma. Thus the Buddha said to Ananda, the 12 causes and conditions are profound, difficult to probe and difficult to understand. 2. Also, we call Gamhiradharma the breaking of the thread of the 62 wrong views relating to the past and the future. Thus the Buddha said to the Bhiksus,